They say love can conquer anything. But can it conquer death? Can it silence a ghost that calls you from your own phone? This is the story of Ravenwood Hill and the love that haunts it forever. In the small town of Ashmont, Massachusetts, there's a place teenagers dare each other to visit after dark. Ravenwood Hill, it's a quiet, lonely hill with a single skeletal tree at its peak. The local legend is terrifying. A ghost they call the caller dials your number just moments before you die. Eleanor Hayes was a pragmatist. She didn't believe in ghosts or silly town legends, but she did believe in Liam. Liam Carter was the kind of boy who could make you forget everything else. His smile felt like sunshine in your pocket, warm enough to chase away the deepest chill. He could make even a place like Ravenwood Hill seem less menacing. One crisp October evening, Eleanor's phone rang. It was Liam, but something was wrong. His voice was shaky, nervous. "Ellie, meet me at Ravenwood Hill," he said. I need to tell you something important." It wasn't the confident Liam she knew. Curiosity and a touch of worry pulled her out the door and toward the hill. The night was unusually cold, and a thick fog crept along the ground, swallowing the world in a grey haze. When Eleanor reached the dead tree, the meeting spot, Liam was nowhere to be found. Just as a shiver ran down her spine, her phone buzzed, lighting up the gloom. Liam calling. She answered instantly. "Liam, I'm here. Where are you?" His voice came through. But it was faint, broken, like a bad signal from miles away. "Ellie, don't move. Don't look behind you." Her heart hammered against her ribs. "Why? What's going on?" The fragmented voice whispered back, "You weren't supposed to come alone." And then the line went dead. Silence. A heavy, suffocating silence. Before she could even process what had happened, her phone rang again. This time, the screen read, "Unknown caller." With a trembling hand, she answered. A whisper, cold as the grave, slithered into her ear. "He loves you, enough to die for you. But can you do the same?" The call ended abruptly. Just then, a hand touched her shoulder. Eleanor screamed and spun around. It was Liam. But he was pale, his eyes wide with a terror she had never seen before. "Ellie, why did you come?" he gasped, his voice raw. "I didn't call you. That thing. It used my voice." He grabbed her hand, his own feeling like ice. "We have to go now." He didn't have to tell her twice. They plunged into the dark woods, running blindly down a narrow, overgrown path until a dilapidated structure emerged from the treason old hunting cabin. Inside, with the door bolted, Liam finally broke down. "Ellie, the hill, it does something to people. It keeps calling them back." He lifted the hem of his shirt. Eleanor gasped. His chest and ribs were covered in angry red scratch marks. They were fresh, deep. "What happened to you?" she whispered, her voice barely audible. Liam swallowed hard, his gaze fixed on the floor. "I tried to leave town weeks ago, but every night I get a call. From myself." Eleanor's blood ran cold. From yourself, yes, he confirmed, his voice shaking. And each call tells me I'm going to die on the hill. It shows me how it taunts me. As the words left his mouth, a loud, deliberate knock echoed from the cabin door. Knock, knock. K-N-O-C-K. The sound was unnatural, too loud for the old wood. Eleanor grabbed Liam's hand, her knuckles turning white. The knocks came again, faster this time, harder, more frantic. In the middle of the deafening noise, her phone began to ring. She looked at the screen, Liam calling. But he was standing right in front of her, his face a mask of pure dread. "Ellie, don't answer it," he begged, his eyes pleading. "Please." But she couldn't stop herself. The morbid curiosity, the desperate need for answers, it was too strong. She swiped to answer. The voice on the other end was a perfect imitation of Liam's, but it was hollow, cruel. "You can save him," it said. "Only if you give your life instead." At that exact moment, the cabin door creaked open, slowly, all by itself. A bitter wind howled into the small space, extinguishing their lantern and plunging them into near-total darkness. Shadows writhed and stretched across the floor, looking like grasping hands reaching for them from the gaping doorway. And from that darkness, another voice, Liam's voice, echoed, pleading, "Eleanor, please, don't do this." But Eleanor was no longer afraid. When you love someone that much, fear simply shrinks away, becoming insignificant. Looking into the terrified eyes of the real Liam beside her, she knew what she had to do. She turned to face the inky blackness in the doorway. "Take me instead," she said, her voice clear and steady. "Let him go. Ellie, no." Liam screamed, a sound of pure agony. But it was too late. The shadow surged forward, wrapping around her like a torrent of cold water, pulling her backward off her feet. Her last sight was of Liam, lunging for her, his face contorted in a desperate attempt to save her. He managed to grab her hand. For one fleeting second, their fingers were intertwined. But the force was too strong. Her fingertips slipped from his grasp. Her body dissolved into the swirling dark fog, and then she was gone. It's been a year since that night. Life in Ashmont has mostly returned to normal, but hikers and tourists exploring the trails near Ravenwood Hill sometimes report a strange phenomenon. Their phones will ring, displaying an unknown caller. When they answer, they hear a soft female voice, a whisper on the wind, with a simple, heartbreaking message. "Tell Liam I still love him." And some locals, the ones who know the story, swear that on certain nights, if you look up at the top of the hill, you can see a figure standing beneath the dead tree. A girl with long hair, standing silently, watching the road, waiting for someone who will never come. Waiting for Liam, waiting for a love that was stronger than death, but now is bound to it forever.